Hello everybody and welcome to the new major update for War Thunder, update Spearhead. Full of interesting things, like this brand new Hawk 200 and several other very exciting vehicles. Today we're going to be just doing a sort of light coverage of many of the exciting new additions to this update. Hopefully there is something that you enjoy, because there's definitely things that I enjoy. So let's take a look at what you have to look forward to. I was really hoping that would hit it, but oh well, let's just get on with the video. Welcome to the brand new update. So we're going to start off by looking at some of the new vehicles, going through a sort of tech tree by tech tree basis. We are going to leave out naval, as we don't really cover it on the channel. If you want to find out what naval warships are coming to this update, simply just check yourself, because it's not going to mean much to me, is it? Well, here we are. So for the US, we have a grand total of 1 whole aircraft, which is a bit disappointing. Once again, looks like my tech tree has been neglected. Also, that's on sale. That's kind of cool. We have another F-15C, the Golden Eagle, rather than the regular Eagle, I guess. And you guessed it, it looks exactly the same as the one that came before it, but rest assured, it is better somehow. It also comes with several funky camouflages. A rather garish blue one, if it wants to load. Yep. Garish blue indeed, if you want to cosplay as a flanker for once. It's another F-15C. But still, it will give the top tier mains to, you know, give something to fly. Awesome. Unfortunately, that is the only plane edition. Yeah, a bit disappointing there, but rest assured, there is other things to look forward to. Also, for once, you'll be happy to know that this update isn't full of premiums. I think there's a grand total of only 4. So, there's that, I guess. Another thing, these squadron vehicles, there's quite a few squadron vehicles this update, and yes, it's finally here in the game, the AH-56 Cheyenne, which is, I believe it was leaked in the files 4 years ago now. There was a major leak way back in the day, 4 years ago, and several vehicles were leaked, this being one of them, and 4 years later, it's finally in the game. So I believe this lost out to the Cobra in real life, because, well, the Cobra is just way less complicated, whereas this is a bit unconventional. I mean, look at that tail rotor just for one. It's a bit cursed, but it's actually quite fast because it does share a lot of elements with just conventional planes. Like, it has wings and it has a propeller at the back, so there you go. Funky plane indeed, or funky helicopter should I say. Exciting squadron vehicle, I've got to say. This isn't too bad of an addition, although it is beat out by one other squadron vehicle in this update. So, moving on. We also have, for the US Army, a funky low-tier premium. It seems they just can't get enough of adding amphibious tanks to the American tech tree. This is actually the third one we've had in this this third of the year. So it is basically just an LVT with a Chaffee's turret on. Don't really know why this exists, but here it is. Might actually be good, even though it is not particularly fast. You have no armor whatsoever, and it is a huge target, as you can see. It does have a Chaffee's turret at 2.7. You could argue you don't need a Chaffee's turret at 2.7, but it definitely has some of the best firepower of any quote-unquote light tank in the game at this battle rating. So not bad at all, not bad at all. And it's only 700 gold, so why not pick it up? Is there anything else? No, that is actually it for the US. So the US kind of skimped out. A lot of people have been saying there are not actually too many vehicle additions in this update, but we'll keep going, we'll keep going. Check out my wonderful Tiger P video on that coming soon. Moving on to the Germans. The Germans also do not get much. In fact, they don't get any new tanks. Sorry, Germany. But there is something to write home about. They have a remodeled Tiger 2. And it looks very nice indeed. It looks very nice. Yes. The old Tiger 2 model was a bit crusty, I've got to say. So it is pretty good to have, you know, a proper Tiger 2. It does look very good. This also applies to the Tiger 2 SLH-16, which is somewhere, here it is. Again, the camouflage and stuff is still the same, but it's been remodeled, so it looks better. Awesome. Moving on to the aircraft, we have one new addition again. Yes, it is only a top tier. It seems like there's a bit of a theme here. It's another Tornado. What is different about this Tornado? I couldn't tell you. If you're a top tier main, then you would know. But I'm sure there's something different about the radar and the missiles that it gets. Wonderful stuff. So this is probably the most up-to-date Tornado still in the Luftwaffe, so I don't think they'll be getting another one after this, just as a sort of general summary. So there you go. Moving on to the Russians, the Russians get this high tier premium. It's a Venezuelan Su-30, which is somewhat copy-pasty. I mean, this could have just been a skin, but whatever. Also, this is the plane that sparked some controversy because it's something to do with the way War Thunder listed its premium on the dev blog. They called it like a paladin against tyrannism or something. It was something like that. Basically a sort of middle finger to the US, which was slightly uncalled for, but that's at least the way that some of the community took it. Don't know if that was the intention or not, but either way, flanker variant, again, high tier premium, very high tier premium, 13.3 battle rating, kind of crazy. Unfortunately, that is the only addition to the USSR, at least for their aircraft. For their tanks, though, they do get a BTR, a new BTR model, finally a more respectable BTR-based battle rating at 9.0, but it does get a missile launcher on top. I'm sure this will be very ratty and very annoying to everyone at 9.0, but you're just going to have to get used to that. And again, that is pretty much it. For the Great British, they do actually get an interesting addition. Britain probably definitely had the most success with this update out of any nation, if you ask me. They get the Chieftain 900. Say hello to the Chieftain 900. This is actually a tank I wanted in-game. I'm not sure how well it's been modeled because I've heard differing opinions. Basically, it's a Chieftain modernization program that try to include some early form of chopper armor, I think. I'll have to see. Or it's just not been modeled at all. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's just regular spaced armor rather than actually chopper armor, because I think that's what the intention was, but they never actually fitted that, and this is more just a mock-up to show what it would have looked like. And yeah, how good is the armor protection on this thing? Let's just go with its regular shell. It's not very good at all, actually. Oh dear. It is pretty bad. So really, all in all, you're left with a Chieftain that actually has probably worse protection, maybe, in most areas than the regular Mark 10. So it's up and down. It's up and down. It does have the Chieftains, at least the late Chieftains, 120 mil. It's still quite fast. I think it has improved engine power as well. Let me just double check. Yes, it does. Way improved engine power, which definitely helps with the acceleration, although it doesn't actually increase its top speed at all, which is a bit bizarre. But still, cool addition. Probably will suck like most of the British additions to this game because Gaijin hates Britain and what's new there. The AH Mark II Apache. This is the AH-64E, for those that don't know. I'm pretty sure the British do just call it the AH-64E as well. I don't think they call it the AH Mark II Apache. I would know because I live next to an Apache airbase, so I've never heard anyone call it this, but whatever. It is basically a better Apache. Good stuff. And many nations do get this one, by the way. As for aviation, probably the most exciting addition, for me at least, is a new Mosquito variant. Finally, we get the Bomber Mosquito. Now, personally, I'm a bit miffed about the battle rating. Way too low. I mean, this is a pretty late war variant of the Mosquito, so to have it only at 3.7 is a bit disappointing. But the main feature of this thing is it gets the Chonker Bomb, the 4,000-pound cookie cutter bomb, which is absolutely hilarious and very good for yeeting things in ground realistic battles. Probably won't have much use in air realistic battles because you don't get any guns whatsoever, but it is still very exciting nonetheless. Also, there's a slightly redesigned cockpit, I think, if we just want to compare that to the regular Mosquito, which is here, well, all of them. Is it redesigned? Yes, it is. Slightly redesigned front cockpit, though. Awesome. And, of course, the Hawk 200. Yes, make your jokes as you will. Slightly cursed-looking plane, if I'm being honest, especially if you're familiar with the T-45 Goshawk or just the regular BAE Hawk Mark II, like the ones that the Red Arrows use. In other words, the single-seat Hawk is not used very often. I don't think it's still used at all, actually. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if we see the two-seater Hawk coming to the game. Then people could finally recreate the Red Arrows. I think they've been waiting for that for quite a while. It's a potent little strike fighter. I'm not sure how good it will be because it can't carry that many ordnance. It's not that fast. It's decently agile, but is going to play similar to a Harrier. Hopefully it has better energy retention. And there is a better one. Can carry more air-to-air missiles and other stuff. Goofy little plane, but pretty cool nonetheless. Very good for air shows, I imagine. For Japan, moving on to Japan, and once again, Japan gets absolutely nothing for their planes. They do also get an Apache E model. I think this is a Singaporean one, unless my flag knowledge is failing me. That is Singapore, right? Doesn't actually say, but we're going to guess it's Singapore. If it's not, then I'm very sorry. Moving on for the tanks, we have absolutely nothing again. Poor Japan, man. They really don't care about Japan at all. And you know, adding Thai vehicles does not mean they care about Japan. They do have this, which is the one unique Thai vehicle. More on that in a moment. And speaking of in a moment, was the one unique Thai vehicle, because now it's also in the Pakistani tree as well. So bad luck Thailand / Japan. It's no longer unique. They also get this goofier APC CM34, big chonky ratty vehicle. Has a Bushmaster cannon, and I think that's it for Chinese tanks. They also get an AH-64E for Taiwan, and they get this, the JH-7. Now the JH-7A was already in game. It's basically a two-seat strike aircraft, multi-role, whatever the hell. Does it get any good ordnance? It's pretty good actually. Yeah, not bad at all. But now there's another one, slightly earlier model, and a premium JH-7A flying Leopard. I didn't know Leopards could fly, but apparently the Chinese seem to think so. So there you go. And moving on to Italy, we're going to make this quite swift. It's just basically just coverage of what vehicles come to the game. An actually unique vehicle for Italy for once. The MB326, a strike aircraft trainer at 7.0. Funny battle rating, because this is right alongside the Thunderjet, so you could argue it wasn't necessarily needed, at least not at this battle rating. But it does get many bombs, as you can see. Pretty good bombs, actually. Several rockets. You get Zunis, Mighty Mouse, or you can mount many miniguns. So this is going to be like the new Strike Master, I guess. They really seem to want to add one of these fairly quite slow attack aircraft, light attack aircraft to each of the nations. We've had the Albatross for Russia, this for Italy, we've had the Strike Master for Britain, and I imagine we'll get the Dragonfly for America at some point. That would be very nice to see. But still, it's nice Italy actually gets a unique vehicle. Not sure how good it will be, but we'll have to wait and see. And moving on, just in case there was... Nope, that was it. That was the only Italian edition. So a lot of high-tier stuff, not much low-tier. We've only seen one single low-tier vehicle outside of premiums. Italy also gets a Wally tank to go along with the M901 in the US tree. I believe this is the same firing system, so there you go. It's now just on a more domestic chassis, so there's that. And that is it for Italy. Not a lot of stuff there. And for France, of course, they get an AH-64E as well. It's a Dutch one. Wonderful. They do actually get a unique vehicle. The Dutch side of things is finally actually getting Dutch planes, which makes many people happy. It's the second push and pull design in the game, at least when it comes to fighters. Gets 4 guns. Oh no, sorry. Does it get 4 or 6? No, it gets 4 guns. Yeah, very compactly mounted, very goofy looking plane, but I'm sure the Dutch fans are very happy to actually get something from their own nation rather than just copy paste. So that is very nice to see. And that is actually their own plane. Their only plane, which is a lot better. I'd rather one of these than we just get, you know, stuff at high tier all the time. Talked about the AH-64E. Do they get any vehicles for the ground? Yes, they get the ERBC Jaguar, which is actually on the thumbnail. At least the poster for the update. It's very green, it's very fast, and it has ATGMs and a rapid-fire 40mm cannon. Funky stuff indeed. Moving on to Sweden, we have an F-16, another copy-paste F-16, because can never get too many of those, but this time it's Norwegian. Hooray! So now you can just... It's the same, but it has a different round on it. Awesome. Luckily, they don't get an AH-64E, and they get 0 tanks. So poor Sweden, not exactly having the best of days. And Israel gets this thing. Finally, something interesting for Israel. Look at this. What is going on here? So this is basically an M113, at least originally, with a funky turret on and a 60mm gun. Yes, a 60mm gun. There's not many 60mm guns in the game, but this thing looks really... Oh, okay, I guess I've been given this. So yeah, say what you want about the Israeli tree, but it's nice that they're actually getting something that looks uniquely Israeli. It's pretty funky, and I might actually consider grinding that one out at some point. if I ever decide to play Israel again. They do not get an AH-64E, but what they do get is a copy-paste MD-450B Uragan. Now, there is, of course, already an Uragan in the game, but I don't know what the 29 means. It doesn't say anywhere what is different. This is why I feel like War Thunder should have little vehicle descriptions in-game, so that when a vehicle like this is added, you can actually tell what is unique about it, because I haven't got a clue. There's even an Uragan in the game that gets a skin that it still has these exact same shark jaws on it, so I really don't know unless you mount this camouflage, which looks way better if you ask me. Don't actually know. It seems to get the same missiles, unless the other one can't get napalm, or I don't know. I genuinely don't know what is different about this one, but they now get a low-ish tier premium for their air tree. Well, at least it's not high tier, right? I mean, it may be quite a bland addition to the game, but at least it's not high tier. So, there's that. Anyways, moving on. I think that is pretty much it as far as new vehicles. There is also this other goofy feature that you can do to your game. Apparently, you can change the presets. Or change the country flags. I don't know how you do it. But apparently you can... Oh, no, I think it's here. Yes, you can. For some reason, if you have a vehicle that belongs to another nation, like a subtree, in the main nation, you can change the appearance of it. So, like, for example, I can change, because I have the skink, I can change this to the Canada flag, and I can change the name, or whatever, to the Canada flag. So now my American tech tree says Canada. I don't know why this is in the game, though. Like, I get it. You want to acknowledge that you have Canadian vehicles in your American tree. Like, for example, I have the skink. There you go. But that doesn't make the tech tree Canadian. There's one Canadian vehicle that I own, other than the, I guess this, which also has a skink. But why? Why is this a thing? So basically, you can change the nation and its name, even though none of these vehicles are Canadian. So I don't really see what the point of that is. You could obviously do it. I'm going to change that back because I just don't know why that's a feature. Like, they really want to rub it in your face that there are subtrees in the game. Like, for example, Great Britain. But instead of having the Great British Tech Tree, you can now change it to, say, South Africa. Both types of South Africa, actually. Why? Like, what is the point? I don't get why this is a feature. So if anyone actually knows what the reasoning is for this, then do tell me. And, yeah, fair enough. But... yeah, it just kind of confuses me. I don't know about you. But anyways, that is all of the new vehicles in the major update. Let me know down in the comments below which one you are most excited for. Please let me know your thoughts on the update. I mean, it's quite a small update, as you can see. But there is still meant to be another big one before the end of the year. We'll just see how they squeeze that in. I imagine it won't be long before dev blogs start all over again. Hopefully there will be more interesting things next time around. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this. There should be more exciting videos coming out later this week, so stay tuned for those. And of course, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe for more, check out other videos on the channel, and hit the bell to stay notified. And of course, thank you again for 5,000 subscribers. Like I said, there will be exciting videos on that very soon, and special events and so on. I'll try and make it a big occasion so we can get to 10,000 as quickly as possible. Anyways, I'll catch you all in the next one.